Tokyo Godfathers. The miracle of innocence that stops the world. This film is not about homelessness, coincidence, or Christmas chaos. It is a metaphysical demonstration of how the mind mistakes effects for causes, and how innocence interrupts the entire error. Nothing in this story moves because events happen. Everything moves because something is believed. The city is not hostile. Fate is not random. Circumstances are not in charge. Belief is. 3 people live on the margins not because society failed them, but because identity failed first. Each carries a private verdict about the self, and each verdict projects a world that seems to confirm it. Jin is the fallen father archetype. The name matters, but not as a clever joke. He dissolves memory, responsibility, and generative confidence in a bottle. Alcohol is not the problem. Anesthesia is. His guilt is not gambling. It is the belief that he failed to remain present, failed to nurture, failed to protect the feminine principle of care and continuity. His daughter becoming a nurse is not incidental. She embodies healing, where he chose numbness, presence where he chose disappearance. Hana is not a statement about politics or social categories. She is a metaphysical confession. Her pain is not difference, it is miscreation. The belief that creation was wrong is the ego's oldest accusation against God. I should not be what I am, is the sentence underneath every mask. And yet Hana is the most naturally maternal presence in the film. The feminine principle cannot be destroyed. It can only be distorted and then replayed until recognized. Miyuki is the split child. She runs because she believes judgment is inevitable. Rage toward authority is only guilt turned outward. The ego always flees first, then claims the world is chasing it. These 3 are not companions by chance. They are fragments of one mind, attempting resolution through motion instead of understanding. Then the film introduces Kyoko, not as a plot device, not as sentiment, but as the holy instant made visible. No backstory, no grievance, no explanation, no defense. When the baby appears, identity pauses. Gender arguments fall silent. Personal histories stop demanding attention. Self-justification collapses without effort. Why does everything stop? Because innocence does not require proof. In the presence of innocence, they do what they were unwilling to do for themselves. They protect without bargaining. They care without earning. They suspend judgment effortlessly. This is the miracle. Not that a child is saved, but that innocence is recognized as real. What looks like 3 separate lives is really one shared problem, wearing 3 costumes. A Course in Miracles calls it the belief in separation, the tiny mad idea that a private self could exist apart from love. Jin, Hana, and Miyuki are 3 angles of the same ego dilemma: guilt, miscreation, and rebellion. Notice the feminine thread running through the whole structure. Kyoko is an infant girl, innocence with no self-concept. Miyuki is the teenage girl, innocence under accusation. Jin's lost daughter is also named Miyuki, now an adult healer, mirroring the care he believes he forfeited. Hana's longing to be recognized as woman points to the mind begging to remember receptivity and gentleness, not to make a body into truth. Kyoko becomes the holy instant made visible, because the past cannot speak in her presence. Shared purpose replaces private identity the moment the baby is held. They extend to Kyoko what they deny to themselves: innocence, worth, and care without payment. And in that extension, identity briefly shifts from me
to the shared sonship, where salvation is one, because self is one. The hitman thread then reads as fear's enforcement arm, the belief that guilt must be tracked down and punished. But the film keeps undoing that belief by forcing attention back to innocence, until punishment no longer feels like justice, only like blindness. The chaos of the film, missed trains, wrong turns, criminals, accidents, is not randomness escalating. It is the projection engine operating visibly. Every chase scene is psychological. Every threat is guilt demanding punishment. The so-called villains are not villains at all. They are fear wearing costumes. They exist because belief demands witnesses. Everyone believes they are responding to events. In truth, they are responding to what they believe about themselves. Cause is internal.
The effect is projected outward. This is why Christmas matters here, not sentimentally, but structurally. Grace interrupts without permission. Help arrives without being earned. Coincidences stack until randomness collapses under its own weight. No one is redeemed by effort. No one is punished. No one is fixed. What changes is attention. When innocence is seen there, it becomes possible to accept it here. And when innocence is accepted, the need for punishment dissolves. The ending refuses moral closure because morality would recenter the ego. Instead, the film releases its grip. Identity loosens. Stories soften. The world reorganizes without announcement. This is not a Christmas movie about miracles. It is a miracle disguised as a Christmas movie. And once innocence is seen, nothing can ever go back to the way it was.